you want to count the virus, this is the third time that the Chinese have tried to kill me. First time was a fuel pump, which I got repaired. Now the leaky master cylinder, which hopefully is repaired now. I'm on my way out to Plainfield for our first car show entry. That's another video, but come along and see. Basically working on the bed and all that kind of stuff. Still waiting on parts as usual. All right, we have these bed pockets cut out and cleaned up. Of course, this is the original right here. But now we got to start bending them into shape. That's going to be more fun games. So first step in bending this stake pocket is mark out all the lines where you're going to make your bends. And this is my second attempt, so I've already found a couple of issues I'm going to have to doctor up, but we can get the 4 main bends there, I think, without any problems. All right, first small addition that I've made is add this level here so I can tell what angle I'm actually bending to. I don't have the feet perfectly level yet, but it's pretty close. I have marked both sides because you'll see why. Actually, that's a little bit loose. I'm going to have to adjust it tight. And adjustment is made here. So we'll see. I think that's better. Next, this is going to be bit odd because I should have done that first. I overdid it a little bit, but that's easy to bend up. So let's do this. Fabrication. So then, let's see. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky. So, yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of straightening up a little bit, but of course, the rest of these have to be done by hand. Luckily, my vise is a 4-inch vise, so I've used it to create these folds. But essentially, that's how it looks. So on this stake pocket for the bed, I've made some miscalculations. Most of it is good, but toward the bottom I kind of goofed up. I don't know whether my Cheerios box was at fault or not, but gonna have to do a little trimming up and fix the issue. For somebody who doesn't know what the heck he's doing, the first metal box I've ever made. I guess it's not too horrible, but for comparison, there's the rear one. Okay, as far as cutting out and welding in little patches into the flat sheet metal, I think I am done, other than doing the finish welding. I got everything tacked in. I don't see anything that needs any major attention, so on to the next step. this is the back of the bed, the piece that goes up against the cab. And notice this top piece, the round tube piece, is rotten as it can be. So I found this piece of tubing. It is galvanized, so I'll have to use flex core welding. But I'll have to cut it along here. Supposed to be flat on this side, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. Flat here and round here. It's basically a loop of steel that's kind of wrapped around. But we're going to do our best to make that disappear. All right, working on the back of the bed. This is the side that goes up against the cab. So, and it's supposed to be flat with the tube wrapping around here. So, I'm grinding an angle on that. I think it needs to be a little bit more acute. A more acute angle, so I'm going to grind it a little bit more, but that's what's going on. So we're working on this. Find the center of both your pipe and your metal. I cut the pipe a little bit longer so I can square up the ends nice. Get the angle so that this is going to be flat, as flat as you can get it, and we'll just have to work along slowly. Move the clamp down back and forth to get that in the right position. But flex core seems to be working okay. Well, it's all welded up solid. I think everyone be able to tell. And threw a few welds on this side just to add a little strength to it. But yeah, it's great. Okay, I have been endeavoring to straighten this out. If you can tell from the early videos and pictures, it looked like a tree fell on the truck. I've gotten this pretty close. There's a little bit of bend to it, but a whole lot closer than it was. Basically, torch and getting it propped up in the right place, standing on it, bending on it, using a sledgehammer, whatever it takes. But we're pretty close. Do a little bit more on it maybe, but yeah, a whole lot better than we were. So these are the braces. This is where the tailgate bolts into, 2 hinges inside. And of course they're all rusty. So I've got to de-rust. Right now with wire wheel, I might hit it with a sandblaster in a couple days. But these are the nut inserts. Of course they're all rotten. So I'm going to attempt to grind them out and weld new nuts in there. Alrighty, I got this brace repaired, welded nuts in there. It's not pretty. It takes a while to get the right heat and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, also before you put it all together, make sure you run a tap through there both ways a couple times. Make sure it's nice and easy. And I used grade 8 nuts and bolts. Make sure it's strong enough. Yeah, you should be able to just turn it in by hand pretty well. So now, clean it up and then put some welds in here and on here, I believe. And yeah, then it will be ready to put on the bedside. So back to leaking master cylinder again. It's leaking along this top plate and through the screw holes. Talked to my buddy Matt at Vintage Power Wagons. He says he does this on every master cylinder and water pumps as well. Brake clean, get it squeaky clean. Let it dry overnight. Then the next step is to use stuff like this, clear sealer, and it says it's gas and oil resistant on all the gasket surfaces and everything. And as far as the screws, use this kind of stuff. Reassemble it, let it set overnight before you put it back in and add the brake fluid. He swears up and down this fixes any kind of leaky issues. So we will give it a shot and see what happens. So it's all reassembled, so I will return to this tomorrow. The offense in these in this master cylinder. This is a factory item, came with it, and it never did seal properly. I had it kind of sealed a couple times, but it always broke through. So what I'm going to do, this is what I have, that's what fits. I'm going to cut this down about 1/2 inch, thereabouts, and use that with JB Weld, and cross my fingers this is going to work. All right, so we make our JB Weld stuff. It doesn't take much. Notice this is a lot deeper, and I tested it out. It's fine. The threads go that deep easily. You could even go a little bit farther. The piston doesn't interfere with anything. So apply liberally. Of course, before you do this, clean it really well with brake cleaner, and allow it to dry overnight at least. This is one of those things that there's no reason to pull that out. I don't know of any other reason. So I guess you could weld it shut if you wanted to, if you had the opportunity. But we will wait another 24 hours to see what that looks like.